Okay, so thank you for taking time today, Jörg. I see you are already fully immersed in virtual reality, which brings me to my first question. You have recently published in Nature Communications about VRNet, a new tool your lab has developed. Can you explain or show what it does?
Right, so the VR Netzer is a software that allows you to explore these large molecular networks in a virtual reality environment. This means that when you put on a headset like this, you are really in the middle of the network of all protein interactions that occur in the human body, and you can visualize this network, but you can actually also analyze it with tools from network science. For example, you can use it to identify clusters of proteins that have a particular function or that are involved in a particular disease.
What does the VR technology allow us to do that we can't do with conventional technology?
The answer is quite simple, that there is just no way you can visually, interactively explore these networks without virtual technology. So you have some 300,000 lines which represent protein interactions and 20,000 points that represent the proteins themselves. So if you cram all of this on a computer screen or on a piece of paper, all you see is just a giant messy hairball. So without the immersive possibilities of blowing these networks up to the size of a cathedral, if you like, there's just no way you can do that.
So you started your group at the Max Perutz Labs in fall 2020. Why did you decide to join the institute?
So my position is shared between the Max Perutz Labs and the Faculty of Mathematics, also at the University of Vienna. And these two institutions represent ideally what we want to do. So here at the VBC and the Max Perutz Labs, we have access to and are surrounded to very basic biology. So to very deep knowledge and very deep interest in fundamental questions of biology. At the same time, in the mathematics department, I have access to very bright and very, well, fundamentally interested people that look at phenomena in an entirely different and abstract way. So I feel our group that is somewhat at the intersection is, it's just the perfect place for us to be here.
Your field was tremendously advanced by new technologies, for example, next-gen sequencing, bioinformatics, or even virtual reality. What kind of technologies do you think will change biology and your work in the future?
So my group is really quite excited about the virtual reality technology, because we are convinced that in a few years from now, this will be an everyday commodity, just like mobile phones are today. At the same time, we are equally convinced that it's not only technology that will really advance our understanding of this enormous complexity, but that also theory will actually play an important role to really dissect what are the connectivity patterns that are important for biological functions and for disease.
So talking about the future, what do you hope to accomplish in the next 10 years?
Um, a lot. So what I would like to be part of is this journey of an exciting new technology that becomes part of our daily lives. I have witnessed it in my lifetime with the internet and with mobile phones. And this time with virtual reality technology, I would really like to be part of that journey and to contribute to it. So to open up new venues of what can do with this technology in the area of data science and particularly in biology. Now, this is only one of the areas that we are working on. And another one that I'm very intrigued by is, I believe I would love to much better understand how different factors contribute to health and disease. And what I mean by that is different internal factors like your genetic markup, or external factors like environmental factors, or the food that you eat, or drugs that you take. So the interactions between all these different, we would think of them as perturbations of a molecular network, and what their combined outcome is what I would really love to contribute to and to better understand in the next 10 years, maybe, or maybe later.
Apart from science, what other interests do you pursue?
I like music a lot. I'm generally intrigued by art and design. That said, I gotta be honest, I am very busy with science, which is good though, because my profession allows me to, well, it's an incredibly broad field. Like, it allows me to think about fundamental laws in biology. It allows me to think about the process of scientific discovery and creativity. It allows me to think about how can I be a better boss? What does it mean to do interdisciplinary work? So I don't feel it's a limitation, but I'm actually glad that I can also really focus on my research work in these days.